Students, in this lecture we would discuss gross and net concepts of domestic income, and thereafter we would move to factor cost and market price. Now, starting with the gross and net concepts of domestic income, I hope you remember the same concepts of gross and net investment. The same concepts would be applied to the concept of domestic income also. So let us assume that we are producing domestic product in a nation. While making domestic product, we use various factors of production like land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, etc. So when we make use of capital, that is plant and machinery, it is subject to depreciation. That means when we use capital in the process of production, the value of capital deteriorates. This loss of value of fixed assets due to normal wear and tear, accidental breakdown and expected obsolescence is called depreciation. I hope you remember this concept of depreciation, right? This loss of value of fixed assets is called depreciation. Now, suppose I am a producer and my gross income is say rupees 50 lakh per annum. So my gross income is, I said, rupees 50 lakhs. Now, while earning this income, while producing goods and services, I use capital, say worth rupees 20 lakh. So my capital stock is rupees 20 lakhs. Now this capital stock is subject to depreciation. It would undergo loss due to wear and tear, accidental breakdown and expected obsolescence, as I said. Now assume that life duration of this capital stock is 10 years. So that means after 10 years, this capital stock would deteriorate. And as a result, after 20 years, I would have to reinvest. After 10 years, I would have to reinvest rupees 20 lakhs in order to ensure replacement of fixed capital. If life period of this machine is 10 years, so that means in 10 years I have to incur an expenditure on that capital worth rupees 20 lakhs. If 20 lakhs in 10 years, that would imply that in 1 year I would be incurring an expenditure of rupees 2 lakh. So this expenditure is like a cost for the producer. So I have to incur an expenditure of rupees 2 lakh per annum. So if my gross income is rupees 50 lakhs and I have to incur an expenditure on the fixed capital equal to rupees 2 lakhs, therefore this means my net income would be how much? Yes, it would be rupees 48 lakhs. So this is the gross income and this is my net income. So where lies the difference? The difference lies in depreciation. Difference lies in depreciation, which is rupees 2 lakh per annum. This is depreciation. So now students, look at here. Gross income can also be referred as gross domestic product, and net income can also be referred as net domestic product. So from this example, we can work out the relationship between gross and net concepts. Here in this box, I have mentioned net income or net domestic product can be equal to gross domestic product, that is equivalent to gross income plus depreciation. So here students, we may see that our net income was calculated by deducting this depreciation, this expenditure on fixed assets out of gross income. Therefore, NDP, net domestic product or net income, is equal to gross domestic product or gross income less depreciation. And then when we have to calculate gross domestic product or gross income, that is total income, so we have to add depreciation to the NDP. You can see here, when we shift depreciation from this side of the equation to that side of the equation, this negative sign will become positive and it is reflected here. and we can calculate the value of depreciation as the difference between GDP and NDP. So I hope it is clear. Now students, we would move on to concept of domestic product at market price and factor cost. Let us suppose that a marker is being produced in our economy. Then in order to produce one marker, I need to use raw material as well as factors of production, and in order to produce this marker I am using raw material, say worth rupees 10. Similarly, I am paying wages for one marker rupees 5, rent rupees 5, interest rupees 5, and again 5 rupees as profits. So now the domestic product in the economy, when we are assuming that only one marker is being produced, so it would be rupees 10, 20, 30. So this rupees 30 is our domestic product at factor cost, because it is expressed in terms of factor cost. And don't forget that profits of the producer and seller are incorporated in the factor cost. Now when this product goes to market, then what will happen? In the market, government comes into play. Government plays the role and it imposes indirect tax, say worth rupees 5 on this marker. This indirect tax is needed to be added to the factor cost of the product, and if government grants any subsidy, that would be deducted from the factor cost, because this subsidy would be received by the consumer and it would be deducted in order to pay the market price. And now market price of this marker, that means domestic product at market price, would be factor cost, that was rupees 30, plus indirect tax rupees 35, less subsidy granted on the product rupees 2. So that would be 30 plus 5, 35, less 2 would be rupees 33. So this would be domestic product at market price. That means students, we can derive a formula, a relationship between market price and factor cost as market price is equal to factor cost plus indirect tax minus subsidies. And this indirect tax minus subsidies, I am keeping in bracket, can be rewritten as net indirect tax. I repeat, net indirect tax. So market price is equal to factor cost plus net indirect tax. Similarly, factor cost can be computed as market price minus net indirect tax, and net indirect tax means indirect tax minus subsidies.